All right, good evening, folks. Welcome to Monday Night Law here, November 25th, 2024. How's everybody doing out there? Thanksgiving week. What are we thankful for? So, thanks to Jax, got a subscription to X. So, officially broadcasting on X tonight, I think. Let's see if it connected right. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Yep, it is up. So that's working. Tiger, you made it here tonight. James, good to see you, brother. Jax, good to see you. So we're getting a little bit closer to Trump inauguration. We got a few days here. We got about 2 months, right? But listen to everything that he's talking about, all the stuff that's going on. What's coming? The takedown. Now, I don't know what's going on with Matt Gaetz there. But, because he resigned from Congress to possibly take the position of Attorney General. So he stepped out of the way for that, so now he's kind of on the outs. We'll have to be interested to see where he gets plugged in, what he ends up doing. Because I know Matt Gaetz isn't going to just go away. He's not. That's not his. I don't think he's that kind of guy. So he's got to be in the middle of something. Trump's got to have some sort of plan for him somewhere. Now, could be a situation where, while the Senate is there, because the way that works is the president nominates and the Senate confirms. So, yeah. The rumor is, that Matt Gaetz was with a 17-year-old woman a long time ago. Okay, that's kind of irrelevant if you ask me. And if she was 17, age of consent is 16. Now, the one that Pam Bondi, I don't think, I think she's corrupt. She was part of the Attorney General there for Florida and a prosecutor in Florida for many years. So those of us that experienced corruption on a state level know. But being it was Florida and some of the things that I'm aware of that was going on in Florida with child trafficking, selling babies to Ukraine. So I wonder if it's another one of those situations where Trump's made him a deal and they're going to play a role because they have all this inside information. They know who's who. So in my mind, they're being used by Trump to expose, right, all the other people they worked with over the years, because they have firsthand knowledge. So, again, this is like 5D chess here, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And then here's the other thing is, well, while they're in the spotlight, they're not going anywhere. They're directly under Trump's thumb. And, whatever deal was made there for them to perform or go to Gitmo. Some, were offered, instead of being executed, a lighter sentence if they played their role, play their part. Now, my understanding, too, was that if they breached that agreement, they'd be automatically off to Gitmo and executed. So, good to see a dreaming deer over here on Telegram. Get this one pulled up, I can see. Okay. Munson 58 out on Rumble. Good to see you, brother. Let's see. Jazz Tech. All caps, false prophet. Good to see you. CC Mark Bond. CC. Good to see you guys. Rise of the Republic. If she's a lawyer, she's corrupt. Right? Pretty much all of them that have made it to those kinds of positions, they're just corrupt. They're bought, they're already bought and paid for. Got some dirt on them somehow, some way. Those members of the bar in those high-level positions, they didn't get there because they're good. They're evil. So I always question that. Yeah, I don't know. Where is Diesel D's? I haven't seen him yet. Good evening, Wendy. Yeah, the corruption in the States is still here, very prevalent. Evening, Thomas Klein. Good to see you here, brother. The corruption is pretty much rampant in the States still, right? But what's actually been happening is on a world stage, world level. It's just now gonna, as soon as Trump comes in, on a state level, are we gonna start seeing some of the changes come? Okay? And I still want people to know that we have to tell on them. Tell on these bad actors. So that means either petitions to the legislature, criminal complaints. We have to do something here. Aside from what I've, been trying to share for the last couple of years now with the National Assembly stuff, is that we, the people, need to reassemble government de jure. Once that happens, then we get to take back all of our power, all political power. We get to start doing grand jury indictments. There's Brother Diesel D's. Good to see you, brother. Kathy, good to see you, sis. So, we need to be doing our due diligence. One, for telling on bad actors in our state and local level. But getting the word out about reassembling the people. Government de jure, lawful government. Okay? We have to do this. There is there is no other way around it. You know, in our republic, it's of the people, by the people, for the people. So, you know, we have to have the people. I mean, if we want to be self-governed, if we want our Confederate Republic back, um, that's the only way to do it, is bring the people back. Peaceably assemble, reassemble government de jure. If we're not doing that, we're going to be stuck with what we get. And I know that's a pretty difficult task at this particular point because of the lack of knowledge, right? And fear, right? So I think when this stuff starts going down and things start getting cleaned up and like martial law gets declared to come in and they do a cleanup, mostly in the bigger city type stuff, right? Thanks for your comment out there on YouTube, John. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I know. I know that it is difficult getting people to come together, but I think it's going to become exponential probably within 6 months to maybe the year mark after Trump is inaugurated and things start going into full swing, before some of the fear factor goes away and they actually get to see this stuff being dismantled, at least on a federal level, right? Because that's where it's all going to start. And again, state level is up to the people. We're going to have to do this. So all of this is under a continuity of government, a provisional government pending the outcome of the war. That's Article 4, Section 4, Texas v. White. So this is, you know, this is war. This is what happens. And I know people don't quite understand that we're actually at war right now. But in reality, we have been since the Civil War. That we've been under martial law since Civil War. Again, why do they keep talking about the war on drugs, war on terrorism, war on this, war on that? Every 2 years they're coming up with a new thing. So to keep us in that, you know, martial law status, because mainly is because the people haven't reassembled government de jure and taken back their power. You know, per the Reconstruction Acts of 1871, this provisional government corporation, United States Inc., has been providing these 19 essential governmental services until we, the people, reassemble government de jure and fill those lawful seats. They're all vacant, with the exception of Michigan and Alaska now. Now, there's a few other states that have done some of their state-level stuff and are working on their county-level assemblies. So yep. And Dream and Deer, if you're going to share, could you share that other website, the restore-america.org, with Eagle Freedom over here on Telegram, if you would, please. But you know, again, this is where we're at. This point in time, we're at war. And this is what war looks like, right? There's people dying all over the place. But I can tell you and guarantee it's not as bad as what it could have been. Especially if Hillary Clinton would have been put in place, installed, and they carried on with Agenda 21. We'd already be done. A lot of people would already been done murdered. A lot of men, some women, and even probably some children, casualties of war, you know. And it would be a complete mess worldwide, but mostly here in America. But we narrowly missed that one. Thank God for Trump coming in and stepping up to the plate. Regardless of how some people feel about him, even some of the Patriot fam, right, don't really trust him. And, you know, he's Illuminati, he's Freemason, he's this, he's, you know. Look at what's actually happened. Okay? You know, even as of late, gas prices have been dropping down, although here locally it was down to, I saw it down to $2.95, and then this morning it was up to $3.12. It was $2.95 yesterday and $3.12 today. It's like, what the? So it jumped up pretty good, and maybe for traveling for Thanksgiving, but I was really impressed to see it drop down below $3. There's somebody who's thinking. 0 Hour here on YouTube. Maybe Trump had to infiltrate some of those secret societies to take them down. That's a lot of what I was thinking. If you can't beat them, join them. And the thing is not a whole lot of, you know, participation by him. Probably just enough to get by. But that's how you get to know people. Know who's who. Who's really in charge. Who's running the show. And, you know, that's the key to that style of warfare. That's just what we're dealing with. We're at war. You know, has anybody seen the stuff out there about all these earthquakes that are happening all over the place? All over the world. I think that there's definitely, you know, military warfare going on underground. I think that they're in the, you know, actively engaged in underground warfare, and they're blowing up some of these tunnels and stuff underground. There's a comment or question out here, Thomas Klein. What over on YouTube? What do you think of? Well, where'd it go? What do I think of Trump's Treasury pick of Scott Bessent, with George Soros ties? He says he's concerned with this one. Now, this is exactly what I was talking about, like with Pam Bondi. What we're looking at is keeping your enemies closer. Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. These people have ties to, like this one, has ties to George Soros. So who better to put in a kind of a position like that? One, to keep him under Trump's thumb. They ain't going anywhere. They're in the limelight. Number two, they have the inside information all the way up into George Soros. So they're being used. in my mind, that's the way I'm, if I was playing 5G chess and I want to bring these people in as informants. And what better way to use them and utilize them by putting them in positions of authority in the limelight? They can't hide. And then maybe even so far as, oh, look, they're in those positions, and George Soros comes out of the woodworks and tries to make some deals, and they get busted. So remember, Trump's executive order on the Uniform Code of Military Justice and the Manual for Courts Martial all came effective January 1st, 2019. So any new crimes committed after January 1st, 2019, subject to the death sentence, to execution. Yep, absolutely. Like UK, they're all flooding and stuff. There's weather stuff, massive floodings. This is all part of war. Okay, because there still are some bad people in control of, weather manipulation and that kind of stuff. So, right, Jax, bait the enemy. So, this is war, okay? So it's not your typical war. This isn't just straight up just break out some guns and attack each other and shoot some missiles at one another and all the stuff that's like going on between Ukraine and Russia and China and Taiwan and what is it, Iran and is it Iraq? Losing track. So much to try to keep track of. But and Israel. There we go. I want to remind people that Trump changed the place for the embassy and claimed it is the capital of Israel, right? So think about that. This isn't the same old Israel. The state of Israel is the corrupt. And again, I want to remind people that that's where a lot of the Jesuits hang out. And again, this isn't anti-Semitism or anything like that. It's because, not all Jews are Jesuits, but all Jesuits are Jews. So, I'm not talking about Jews as a whole. I'm talking about the Jesuits, the deep staters, the international banking cartel, the 13 families, the Committee of 100. This is what I'm referring to. And that's what's going on over there in Israel. It's kind of like even America. Okay? We have that United States Inc. that's been bankrupted. It's already been done. That's a done deal. June of 2020. But how many of the American people are actually wanting all this corrupt stuff? Just like China and the Communist Chinese Party. You've got these certain level of people that are in control, that are doing all this stuff, while the people themselves are like, no, we hate our government as much as everybody else hates their own government. Australia, Israel, all over. We're all in the same situation. That's why it's referred to as the deep state, a deep state of being corrupt worldwide. Okay? Worldwide. Not just America, not just China, not just Russia, not just Australia. Again, New World Order, one world government. Right? Obama, Clinton's, Bush's, they all talked about this New World Order, one world government. Well, there you go. There's another indicator. Heath Wilson out here on YouTube. Well, how come there's so many dual citizen in Trump's cabinet? Because they got those ties. They're an enemy. Put them in the spotlight. Use them. You know, they can't run and hide if they're drug into the spotlight. So part of my theory here is what I'm seeing is a possibility is Trump's nominating all these people, right? And he's going to use these people, and the Senate's going to put them in. And then once Trump gets in there, now remember last week I read from the Constitution. We read basically the whole Constitution, looking for this alleged power of Congress to create these executive agencies. I couldn't find it. Read the whole Constitution. Nowhere in there did I find where Congress has the authority to create all these three-letter agencies. Second Amendment's very clear. Well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state. We're supposed to be using the military to secure everything, to do all the investigations, to run the ports, the forts, magazines and arsenals and other needful buildings. That's also all supposed to be the militia. Otherwise, no armed bodies of men are authorized. That's in the Declaration of Independence. Erecting a multitude of new offices, sending hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out our substance. What do you think they're talking about there? It's exactly what they're talking about. All these frickin' three-letter agencies, all these officers, the DOJ, the FBI, the CIA, the EPA, the BLM, Bureau of Land Management, BATF, which is actually just ATF, but sometimes referred to as Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. All of it. Food and Drug Administration. Nowhere. So it's all going to go. It's all going to get taken down. Time to clean up. Time to literally drain the swamp. I actually saw something about, doing all this deportation stuff. And, well, who's going to work the fields? All the recently unemployed federal agents from all those executive agencies. Because they'll be looking for work, won't they? So, I know it's kind of a funny joke, but when we start bringing manufacturing back here, right? There's going to be lots of jobs. I know that there's quite a few of them out there talking about under this deportation that they're not going to abide by Trump's orders. Okay. Yeah, come right out and tell us. how corrupt you are that you're not going to listen to the commander in chief. We'll just take them out right away. Because make no mistake, that is going to happen. And that is probably going to be one of the very first things that Trump does. I mean, it's already spreading all over the world that Trump's going to shut down the borders and have the largest mass deportation in history. So, some may go kicking and screaming. And, some are talking bad about that, right? Because, well, I'm like a second or third generation and illegal alien, and they're going to come in and deport us all. That's not really the kinds of people that we're looking at deporting. We're looking at all the ones, the 12 million plus, that have come across the border in the last 3 or 4 years. As well as shutting down the drug cartel, the arms cartel, the banking cartel. Okay? Child trafficking, human trafficking. At the border itself. As well as dealing with the interior states. They know. And then one thing that I saw here recently was talking about cutting the funding that was going for these illegal aliens. And they're not illegal aliens. They're flat out foreign invaders. Let's call them what they really are. You're either here lawfully through the immigration process and you really want to become an American, or you're a foreign invader. Period. That's what the Constitution calls it. So, something that was mentioned in this meeting that I was just in prior to going live here tonight is about the diction that I use, the words that I use. It's very imperative that we read the Constitution and use the words from the Constitution. There's no such thing as a domestic terrorist. That's more shmoo, more shit made up. Domestic violence, pursuant to Article 4, Section 4, is internal insurrection. And for like January 6th, that would be considered rebellion. But here again, who's the one that started it? Why didn't Pelosi want the military there? She was offered. There was the one gentleman there who came right out and was testifying in Congress. 3 different times he contacted Pelosi about it. She ignored it all 3 times. It's because if the military was brought in, they wouldn't have been able to do what they did. They wouldn't have been able to fire off them flashbang grenades and CS gas grenades and rubber bullets. They wouldn't have been able to open up the fencing, the metal fencing that they had up around the sides over there and wave people on. Come on, come on. You wouldn't have been able to do that if the military was there defending. And then, yeah. Where in the heck is that? I might have to pull this up. But, my understanding is quite a few of the cases against Trump are being dropped. Where is it? Somebody actually sent me a picture of the order Yeah, it was Tiger. Thank you, Tiger, for that. I'm gonna see. Well, I'm just gonna read it. It's the order from New York. The people of the state of New York versus Donald J. Trump. Decision and order, number 71543 of 2023. And let's see, part 59. On November 19th, 2024, this court received separate submissions from defendant and the District Attorney of New York County, or the people, seeking various forms of relief in connection with the above captioned matter. The respective applications are decided as follows. It is hereby ordered that defendant's request for leave, to file a motion to dismiss pursuant to criminal procedure law 210-210.40 is granted. So he made a motion to take leave to file a motion to dismiss. Now, after trial, the only thing that could ever really be challenged is jurisdiction. All the other affirmative defenses are out the window because that had to have been asserted in the very beginning of the trial court. So the only thing that's left is jurisdiction. It is hereby ordered that defendant's request for leave to file is granted. Ordered that the joint request for a motion schedule is granted. Defendant's motion is due by the close of business Monday, December 2nd, 2024. The people's response is due by the close of business Monday, December 9th, 2024. The court will not accept reply briefs. And it is further ordered that the application to stay decision on defendant's CPL 330 motion is granted, pending receipt of the papers from all the parties submitted in accordance with the motion scheduled noted above, motion to dismiss hearing. And it is further ordered that the joint application for a stay of sentencing is granted to the extent that the November 26, 2024 date is adjourned. The above constitutes the decision and order of the court. So that's all going to get a motion to dismiss. And I think everybody's going to get investigated that brought all this stuff against Trump. Right. Jack Smith was illegitimate as special counsel from the beginning. Absolutely. So we're going to see, I think we're going to see a lot of this stuff it's just going to fall apart. It's going to get dismissed. It's going to go away. And the people that were involved are going to be investigated. That's kind of already been said out there by a few members of Congress. So I think that's what's coming. The other part of it is that to wake the people up. I just think Trump went through all this stuff to wake the people up to the corruption. Because again, there's so many what we would consider middle class people that have never experienced the corruption because they've been good little slaves. They've gone to work and, paid all their taxes and have sufficient amount of money to afford a nice home, comfortable living with all their toys. So they don't see anything wrong because they got their blinders on and all they see is what's right and directly in front of them. And then you get, the same ones that when you try to tell them about this stuff, well, don't break the law. Ugh. They don't see the corruption. So that's, in part, why I think Trump went through everything. And not only that, there might have been definitely some deep staters in there trying to go after Trump to stop him from running and becoming president again. But a lot of it was done to wake the people up. Okay? Yeah, actually, Karen out here on YouTube talking about anchor babies and that kind of stuff. Law of Nations, Book 1, Chapter 19, subsection 213. It specifically states that if a child is born of someone who is not legitimately here, it is only the place of their birth and not their country. So that's why it says in there that the children follow the conditions of the father. So if the father is from another country, comes here unlawfully, illegally, has a child here, great, they're born here, but they follow the conditions of the father, so they're from the country of the father. This is not their country just because they're born here. That's not how that works. The Law of Nations dictates that. So, there's that. But I think that they're, for the most part, you got people that did come here illegally and have been, for the most part, law-abiding people. Not really causing any problems at all and just keeping their heads down, working and doing what they can to support their family. I think those will be the first ones offered. It's not amnesty, but they're going to have to take the immigration test. And I don't know how many people remember this, but I've brought up the immigration test before. One of the deals in there is that they have to give up all allegiance to any other nation, state, country. You can't have dual citizenship. You can't be a citizen of two different nation states, countries at the same time. It's unlawful. So, right, diesel D's, it's like that in all the countries because that's the law of nations, international law. Right, James? Corruption of blood in the Constitution is quite wise. That's exactly what that's it. No working of corruption of blood. You're either here or you're not. And then, one of the requirements to run for the office of president, you have to be a natural born citizen, which means both mother and father are actual citizens prior to. And in order, again, it's 2 generations in order to become a natural born citizen. This is one reason why Obama was not a natural born citizen. So, there is that. But they don't care, right? They haven't followed the Constitution, the limitations of the Constitution, since essentially 1871 anyways. Hey, Scrimshaw, good to see you. Hi, Patriot 717 from Maine. Yeah, I was thinking about that, Mark Harris. If she was, I don't think she's not a natural born citizen too. Oh yeah. All right, those out there asking about the A091 form, uscourts.gov. Go watch my videos on those. How to file a criminal complaint. It goes to the Deputy Attorney General, federal level, down there at the federal building, and this is the executive branch, not the judicial, executive branch. Okay? Yep. What do we got? And that's part of what I was talking about earlier is, to drain the swamp on our local level. We have to do this, and that's one of the ways is the A091 form. That's the criminal complaint. Yeah, it's videos are out there on that. Should be on YouTube, Rumble, Telegram. Yeah. Yep. I want to have. And again, yeah, that's for America over here, by the way. Well, Tammy Tansy out here, YouTube, first timer here, I guess. Thank you for being here. But the law of nations says follows the conditions of the father, not the mother. We're talking about of the country. What country are they from? Now, if you want to talk about DNA, sure. But when it comes to the law side and of what country you're from, it follows the conditions of the father. Hmm. Yeah. Yep. There's heard one here, a Munson 58 out here on Rumble has heard that Washington state government says they will not recognize Trump's administration. There you go. So, these people are being pretty bold. They think, here we go again, we're at war. They think that they're untouchable, that they're just going to be able to stand up against what's coming. This is the storm that's coming. It's finally, on the precipice of unfolding. And like I've said before, as I thought that, the way Trump played this out was this just bought him another 4 years to take care of the things that he needed to take care of on the world stage and not have to be acting as president in the limelight, always on the go acting as president. What better way to hide away from the general public and be able to handle things behind the scenes worldwide that needs to get done without being the center of attention? That's some 5D chess right there, folks. Because like I've said before, so-called Biden, none of them had legitimate oaths of office. Biden, Harris, the Attorney General, all these, none of them. That's because Trump was still commander-in-chief. There is no president because of the corporation being defunct. Can't make any new contracts. So that's what happened there. And this has all been just a show, a mirage. It's not real. It's all fake. The last 4 years have been nothing but fake. People have been playing actors, wearing masks, CGI. Even the so-called inauguration. And then again, what's his name? Derek Johnson exposed the truth about that. That was a funeral procession. Symbolism of the cannon fire. So, yep. The 3 cannons, exactly. And the fact that, like I said before, I was watching, right? And I was all, broadcasting that stuff. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. They got this one guy who's at this motel room or whatever right across from the Rose Garden there where they do the inauguration. And he goes outside and, here's these couple of big, huge tripods with, expensive, very expensive cameras on it, mainstream media type cameras, all set up, pointed over there. And then he zooms in over there and there's nobody there. Comes back in on the TV, shows in the middle of the inauguration. Goes back outside, zooms in. Oh, no, there ain't nothing going on over there. It's not real. And then, like some people that picked it apart, like the woman in the white coat that was standing there next to Biden, and when they switched camera angles, that one was just disappeared. The time was off. The fact that it wasn't actually there. It was all staged. It's all fake. So again, what better way to have cover for Trump to be able to go take care of things he needs to take care of on the world stage, travel around the world and deal with some of the deep staters around the world and not have to be the center of attention. Sounds like a pretty good plan to me. Buys 4 years of time to get done what he needed to get done on the world stage, and now he'll come back and take care of what needs to be taken care of here. So, don't be surprised. Surprise. But when this all comes out. Yeah, AI, CGI, clones, actors. It's all been fake. Last 4 years. And, you know, any of the so-called documents, executive orders and all that kind of stuff or whatever they were supposedly doing, him signing, whatever. You know, that's another thing. When did you ever see Biden sitting down signing these executive orders? Like we have in the past with other past presidents. You'll see them in the Oval Office. They're signing these and talking about them. Nope. Didn't happen. What happened about the State of the Union? That's required for the Constitution. Warhorse for Liberty shared one a Rumble video out here. About 10 videos that prove you are watching a movie, a Channel 17 special. Imagine that. Good to see you, Jamie. Sister. Good to see you here. Yeah, me neither. I can't wait to see Trump be sworn in. You know, there's already a few people that have vacated the United States, have moved to the UK, like Ellen DeGenerate. And her friend there, both of those two moved to the UK. All right, thank you, John Flynn out there from Sonora, California. Apparently we met out there. I'm sorry I can't remember specifically meeting you, but it's been a few years and I've met a lot of people since then. But yeah. Thank you for your support, brother. Here's a good question. No offense to me, he loves me and all this. He says, but if Trump's been taking care of things behind the scenes, why do we have war in Ukraine and Israel? That's because Ukraine is the world hub for human trafficking, money laundering, arms deals, drug deals, pharmaceutical drug industry, biolabs, testing for gain of function research. And then Israel's where the Jesuits are at. And the international banking cartel. It's where they kind of hide out. And that, a lot of people have, we're talking about dual citizenship. Those are the two, main hotspots in the whole world. Ukraine and Israel. That's why we are at war over there. But much bigger than just that. That's what I'm talking about. Executive Order 13818. Blocking the property of those involved in serious human rights abuse and corruption worldwide. That executive order is about going in and taking down corrupt governmental regimes, instituting new government, holding elections. That's what's going to happen here, folks. And then doing a treaty of peace. How is Trump still doing treaties of peace with all these other nation-state countries if he's not at least the commander-in-chief? That's the kind of stuff I'm referring to about taking care of things, behind the scenes where he's not in the limelight and nobody's really paying attention worldwide. And of course, mainstream media isn't going to report on that kind of stuff. So, there you go. I hope that answers your question of why there's war still in Ukraine and Israel. That's why. And want to remind people that, Ukraine actually used to belong to Russia. No. Yeah. Absolutely, John. But that's the reason why. I think like Trump had made the comment there that he had a big decision to make, and that this was much deeper than they thought. I think Trump might have gotten a little overzealous there, thinking he could take this all down in four years. But it was much deeper than they thought, like deeper underground. And then again, let's not forget about all the alien stuff and the treaties and stuff that was made with the aliens. So there's a lot to try and deal with. And Trump is only one man. This ain't all just Trump. Make no mistake. Vladimir Putin gave Trump the soccer ball. Oh yeah. Russia is actually our allies. So is North Korea, South Korea. Still got to deal with the CCP, the Communist Chinese Party. They're one of those ones that's, part of the Jesuit order. And all being funded by, Soros and all the lackeys out there. All the corrupt. So, oh, please. Like Trump would take money. Trump has tons of freaking money. Why would he take campaign money and give it to his daughter? Come on. More schmew. Get real. Trump ain't going to do anything to jeopardize what he's got going on. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I actually have a copy of the sword dance video. That was Saudi Arabia, by the way. Tiger over here asking if I had that video somewhere. I'm sure I do somewhere, but probably within a live video that I've played it. But another one. Yes, good observation, KS out here on YouTube. Has anyone noticed all these hospitals struggling? I think they're going to make them into healing facilities. Like med beds? Like real cures and healing? All caps prophet out here. Yeah, they all share the same hatred for the British Empire. Absolutely, which is actually the Roman Empire. We claim it's British, but it's actually Roman Catholic Church, which all leads right back to the Jesuits, folks. And the same thing with Islam. Islam was created by the Jesuits through the Roman Catholic Church. Warhorse for Liberty. Is that a link to possibly the showing the sword dance in that particular video? Jeff Van also shared it over here on Telegram. A different video. So perfect. Whoa. Crap ton of comments just come through over here. Right, Mark? Good comment, brother. Mark Vaughn out here on YouTube. Trump spent over $70 million on his court cases. And you think we would ever have a chance in court? I mean, for real. Yeah, no, Especially in these de facto kangaroo courts. Right, Trump? Thank you for your service, Trump. Thank you for taking one for the team to expose the corruption. And to expose it to the people, right? That's what the whole point of that is. Right? I just saw that comment. Ellen DeGenerate and her and wife are going to Gitmo. Johnny Black Cloud out here on YouTube. Probably. Right? They're just saying that they moved to the UK. I mean, you moved to Gitmo? You know, they're not going to get away, folks. It ain't happening. And the other thing is again, I've said this before. A lot of this stuff's already happened. Right? There's already been lots of executions. Lots of people already, arrested and taken to Gitmo. They've already talked about it, Gitmo being full. Well, how in the heck did it get full if they aren't arresting people? And of course, back to my Captain Obvious. If we're not at war, how come Trump's doing treaties of peace? Don't you have to be at war in order to do a treaty of peace? Because that's the treaty of peace ends the war. So you would have to be at war first in order to do the treaty of peace to end the war. Right? That's just logic and reason. At least common sense in my mind. So, and then, of course, Trump walking in front of the Queen over there in England. And the meeting with the Pope. Yeah, remember how the white Pope, he didn't smile. He wasn't smoking and joking with Trump like he did with Obama and the Bushes and the Clintons. Now, I can't remember if I mentioned this before, but I remember coming across something here recently about Trump talking about that he hopes that the people are ready for all of this. Whether they are or not, we're going to see these executions. And I'm like, holy crap. So Trump actually said we're going to see it. So be prepared, folks. For those out there that have been begging to see it, I'm pretty sure it's going to be made available. And what has been said is that it's all being recorded analog, not digitally. So there's no way for it to be shared, right? Because it's not in a digital format. It's analog like a VCR tape, a reel-to-reel type thing. And then, of course, the old saying out there that we're going to have that 8 hours loop of showing this for a certain amount of days, right? That is still possible, right? They may do the emergency broadcast system, emergency alert system now, and they may play those videos in 8-hour blocks. Warhorse for Liberty said Trump tickled the Pope's hand during the photo shoot. I think I remember that. And he flicked his arm up away from him. Yeah. Hey, thanks guys over here on Telegram for sharing those videos. I didn't see anybody else showing them, but over on Telegram there's a few people sharing different videos about the sword dance and some other ones. What was I just saw that? Everyone needs to see the capitulation tour video posted above. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Of course, John McCain, which was executed, along with Bush Sr. and the whole cards falling out of the program there. I still think those were basically saying, we have it all. You're busted. You're all going down. Something to that effect. So, yeah, actually, 650 military planes to retrieve the gold from the Vatican. I'm thinking there was more than just gold that was retrieved from Vatican. But, hey, that was, what was her name? Jan Halper, who talked about that stuff, and I played that video, which was from British media, England's media. Okay, Thank you, Eagle Freedom out here on Telegram. The capitulation tour is all the countries Trump visited in 2017, and they all bent the knee, basically. So, yeah, I mean, the truth is there. Evidence is out there if we search for it. But it's not on the mainstream media. I mean, technically speaking, yeah, walking in front of the Queen over there in England was on mainstream media. Yeah, I would agree with that one too. Many more books of the Bible were found in the Vatican. Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. I have some strange, I guess I would call them strange thoughts about Trump dealing with like Project Looking Glass, time travel. Not a whole lot out there to go off of, but just kind of a thought of my own in some of the stuff that I've read over the years. Especially with like Project Looking Glasses, that they have ran the simulation over and over and over and over, and it all comes to the same end. Satan's reign on earth is done. His 1,000-year reign is coming to an end. That is the end of the world, or end times, that's actually being referred to in the Bible. So, yeah. Right? Yes. Eagle Freedom talking about Trump walking in front of the Queen. I was going to actually say that the mainstream media made fun of Trump for walking in front of the Queen. Well, they didn't pay attention real well. Of course, that's mainstream media misconstruing, misinformation. But she waved him on 3 different times through that whole little scenario there. 3 different times that she waved him on. Ooh, that's a good one too. He also sat in Winston Churchill's chair. So, again, it's a matter if we're paying attention or not. I would say most of the population really just aren't, they're just not even paying attention. I mean, look at what we have right now. We got 85 over here and 35 over there. I don't know how many there. Does it show in those high level? No, it doesn't show me a number for that one. And of course, I never know over here on Telegram. What's the count over here on Telegram? Is it 17 again? But yeah, I mean, we're over 100 people. We've got 25 tonight. Well, thank you folks over here on Telegram. All right. Numbers are going up just a little bit. But I mean, that's out of 320 plus foreign invaders numbers, 320 some million people, and we're at 120, 130 people here tonight. We're it. I mean, there's definitely probably other people out there that don't watch my show at all, that aren't here, um, that don't show up in the numbers, right? Or just don't even watch at all. That have a pretty good idea about what's going on. So, I'm not going to claim that I'm the only one that knows some of this stuff. I'm not even going to begin to claim that. So, don't let that one slip out. And that's what I'm saying, Scrimshaw. I agree with you over here. Most of the population doesn't understand enough to get it. Exactly. Back to being good little slaves, right? And now it's become exponential because of the economy. People are really struggling to pay their mortgages and their car payments and insurance and you name it. People are having to work hard, so they don't really have time to pay attention. And myself included, many years ago, especially when I was younger, I was more into partying and having a good old time. So, ooh, here's a rough one. Warhorse for Liberty over here on Telegram says 80% of the population cannot name the 3 branches of government. Okay, everybody at once, type a comment. What are the 3 branches of government? Oh, I would say most of my followers that have been here for a while, and maybe even as close as last week, might actually be able to answer this one, as I just went over the Constitution last week. Yeah, no. So, let's start with the very beginning. It is the legislative branch, then it's the executive branch, then it is the judicial branch. In that order, the order of the law of creation. And the whole thing is corrupt. It's all been subverted by the Reconstruction Acts of 1871. Could even go back to the War of 1812. Could even go back to the original Constitution of 1787 being a fraud to begin with. They had no authority to create that Constitution. They were supposed to be there to make amendments to the Articles of Confederation. Nope. Dreaming dear, there are only 3 branches of our form of government. Remember, the Constitution is the instrument of government. We, the people, live at the common law, the laws of nature. It's not part of a branch of government. Even though U.S. versus Williams, and people will say it's essentially the grand jury is essentially a 4th branch of government. No, it's part of the 1st branch of government, the legislative branch. Grand juries are part of the common law and part of the 1st branch of government. So, again, There's only three branches of government. Of the people, by the people, for the people. All political power is inherent in the people. They are the citizens. We are the people. And then the inhabitants. That's it. Right. Yeah. Yeah, we are a Confederate Republic, or supposed to be. Well, I definitely seen a good effort out there, even though you might have got them out of order. I want to thank everybody who responded. You got them, whether in out of order or not is irrelevant, really. I just asked if you could name the three branches. So, but yeah, and never a democracy. Uh, yeah, I love it, Mark. James Madison, the Federalist Papers 43 and 45, specifically states, and they're a Confederate Republic. How about the Articles of Confederation? Imagine that. And in the preamble, in order to form a more perfect union. Wait, union? That's a league of friendship. That's a confederacy. Imagine that. Truth be told, the real truth, factual, documented history. We are a Confederate Republic. We're not a democracy. We're not an aristocracy. We're not a monarchy. We're more like a despotic government right now, according to Montesquieu in the Spirit of Laws, in his Spirit of Law. Well, a question out here. What is it? Let's see, Johnny 1776 202. Does that mean the Confederates was the good team? Well, yes and no. Because, see, there was a split. That's what the Reconstruction was really about, because there were several of the southern states that split off and created their own confederacy. And so when people, talk about, well, who won the Civil War, the North or the South? Oh, well, the North won. The North won. Yeah, the British won. And it was, talking about, oh, well, it was about slavery. Yes and no. But it was more about states' rights and keeping us all from being enslaved. Because, I think, help me out here, guys. Who was it that was the president there again? I keep forgetting who it was. Paid off the national debt. Right there before the so-called Civil War. Now, in reading Montesquieu and his Spirit of Law, what is, a monarchy's known rule of warfare is war. They want war. They always want war. They want to conquer. That's what they do. Andrew Jackson, thank you. Thank you, Shannon Emerson out here on YouTube. Dreaming Deer and Diesel D's also got it out here, so thank you. So doesn't that shed a little bit bigger light on the truth about what was really going on with the Civil War? The debt was paid. So it was time to end that bankruptcy from the first one. But see, that's not how the monarchy works. They want to be in control. They can't just let us be free. They can't let us be free from Great Britain, from the Roman Catholic Church, the Jesuits. They can't let us be free. Because they want that control. They want us to be slaves. There's another one too. The Civil War would have never happened if the people voted for John Quincy Adams' second term and helped him ban Freemasonry. Well, yeah, there's a multiple reasons why we had a Civil War, supposedly, which was, in my mind, funded both sides of that war. It was a setup. People were bought off to create this controversy. And, well, here we are. I did not know that one. That Trump has always had Andrew Jackson's painting on his White House office wall. Imagine that. Trump knows. Sean Stryker, good to see you, brother. Haven't seen you for a while on here. Absolutely right. Keeping perpetual debt, perpetual servitude, keeping us enslaved. So that's what they do. They'll fund both sides of the war, and they got their plants in there to cause all the chaos and to cause all the disruption, which that's domestic violence. That's true internal insurrection. And they just can't stand to have us be free. So, in my mind, get ready for that, folks. Jackson also ended the central bank, the Fed. Well, that was before the Fed. Fed wasn't until 1917, 1930, 1933. This would have been, Andrew Jackson would have been around 1860-ish. Right, yeah. The victor writes the history books. And that's it. So this is part of the reason why I've done my own deep dive research on my own, because I want to know the truth for myself. Reading these historical documents. 1835, Andrew Jackson? I thought he was right there just before the Civil War. Well, yeah. March 4th, 1829 to March 4th of 1837. Wait. March 4th? Huh. Yeah, because it used to be March 4th when the president was sworn into office. Now it's January 20th. What happened there? Oh, is that when they implemented the change of the Constitution to limit the terms for the president? Yep. Yep, the original inauguration date was March 4th. So there's some history for us right there. What the hell happened? Well, if you understand history, have read history, and comprehend and understand about the British Empire, Roman Empire, Rome, Roman Catholic Church, Catholicism, London, Vatican. Yeah. This is the crap we're dealing with. Again. And again and again and again through history. All throughout history, we've been battling these Jesuits. Really, what it really boils down to. A bunch of frickin' Satanist frickin' pedophiles. That's in part why I think they want to be in power, so they don't get found out, and nobody can do anything about it, because all of the higher echelon, all the higher ups, they're all part of it, or bought off, or just got some dirt on them, something, right? Yep. All right, folks. Getting about that time. So I want to share this. And we're gaining some momentum on this, okay? It is happening. And I think it's one because more and more people are kind of paying attention to non-mainstream media, alternative sources, as well as everybody that's here right now. And every time that you've seen me talk about this, right here. Now, this is the new website, restore-america.org. But I give credit to you guys, because you're the ones that are sharing this. You're the ones that are seeing this and coming on here and getting on this website, restore-america.org. And as I scroll down, it'll have a little pop-up here. Any second. Bam. So, Restore America interest form. This is where you put your first and last name, your email, phone number, what state you're from. And for those states that don't have a coordinator yet, say, would you be willing to be a state coordinator if your state has not assembled? Absolutely. Put that in there. We've got some states that do not even have coordinators yet. And then, how did you hear about us? Rumble, X, Google. Put in there KLC, Kirk's Law Corner. If you're watching right now and you heard about this from me. Same thing with Jason, the People's Authority now, formerly his Hardline. Put in there the People's Authority. If you heard it from him, we're probably one of the only two that are doing podcasts and really showing this out there. So it's restore-america.org. I don't see Fix It Fast out here tonight. He's not running around, so he's probably busy doing something. So fill this out if you're interested in becoming one of the people. So, yeah, just fill this out and you'll get plugged in. But there's a lot of stuff on here to go through that you can peruse. I really like the website better than I like the national-assembly.net website. This is a lot more user-friendly, although, the national-assembly.net is has a crap ton of information on here. I mean, there is a lot of stuff on these forums. There is a lot of stuff here if you wanted to try to do research and that kind of stuff. Especially on the, which is actually, what happened here? Lost my tabs. Oh, I see. Go into like the blogs. Okay, well, the blogs have been cleaned up. That's cool. But you get in here and, each one of these, you get, like here, the 10 Steps to Assembly by Will They Make It? Handbook for the Restoration of the Peaceful Sovereign States of America. Announcements and notices. His Hardline podcast on assembly. So starting a collection of those. But it's also kind of being pushed over here as well. When you get into, where was it? Maybe it's further down. What? Oh, yeah, resources and learning opportunities under Learn More. Here we go. The 10 Steps to an Assembly. Jason's His Hardline podcast on the training manual. U.S. Army training manual. Wonder where. Then, of course, Kirk's Law Corner, the People's Authority. We need to assemble now. I think this is one done. Yeah, done by Destry. It is with the People's Authority. I thought Destry did a you guys even have the one we did, Jason and I did last Friday night. So there's all sorts of stuff on here as well, but please fill that interest form out when it pops up there. If not, it'll see every time. But if it doesn't for some reason, right here, contact info at restore-america.org, and it should bring up an email. Bam. No, I don't want to save my changes. Grow your community. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. The join now, get informed, grow your community, join your local assembly. Now, for our Thursday night conference call, that's over here on the national-assembly.net. In fact, I'm going to come back here and check and see if that got updated. There it is. Please join our national when. Every Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, so they did. They added this link down here. freeconferencecall.com, online meeting. It's a hyperlink, all in one. Now, the thing with the national-assembly.net website, under the conference call tab, this gives you a link to 2 different videos, one for smartphones and the other one for desktop computers, laptops, to download and install the free conference call app. And then here's the link for that on this website. But it's also going to be the same link over here under Learning Opportunities under the National Assembly call here. Now there's also the Georgia conference call. They're allowing other people to join in there. And California conference call. They're also allowing people to join in there. Okay? So I want to thank those that have already done it, especially a couple people here in Idaho. That have filled this form out when that pops up. So I want you to know that I've gotten them. They go through the email and they go through my Proton mail for Idaho de jure. Okay, so I've gotten those. Got a lot on my plate right this minute, and actually going to probably be leaving town for a short period, maybe a couple of weeks. Go south where it's a little bit warmer. Take care of some things down there, and then I'll be back. So I don't know if I will do Monday Night Law, because we're going to leave after Thanksgiving. So I probably won't be back until the second week of December. But I'll be in touch. Like I said, I don't think that I will do any major broadcasting or Wednesday night workshops. Just because where I'm going, what I'm doing, I'm away from my computers, I'm away from my broadcasting equipment. I will have my laptop, so I will put that info out there, though, when that time comes. But we got some stuff we got to take care of. So, unfortunately, it's not going to be all fun and games. Now, for me, for my website, kirkslawcorner.com. Okay. Up here, social media links, Facebook, Telegram, Patreon. Oh, it doesn't do it, does it? No, it won't let me highlight. YouTube, Rumble, and X. And again, shout out to Jax. Thank you for the gifted subscription over on X. So if you're watching over on X right now, you can thank Jax for that. Going live on all these channels right now. Facebook, Telegram, YouTube, Rumble, and X. I decided not to checkbox the TikTok tonight, but I might do some little shorts and put those on TikTok just to be safe. But yeah, so Library tab. Got all sorts of books in here that are in PDF stuff that you can read from right now. And like I said, the way I put this together here in a chronological order of things, to start with the Treatise on Arrest and False Imprisonment, the Authority of Law, the Law of Nations, Report of the Commission on Unalienable Rights. Here's Lex Parliamentary Americana. Elements of the Law and Practice of the Legislative Assemblies in the United States of America. Luther Stern Cushion. Okay. Mason's Manual. That's 2010 edition. Here's the old parliamentary practice from Thomas Jefferson. And then the 1953 version of Mason's Manual. Which again, now that I've discovered Lex Parliamentary Americana, Mason's Manual Legislative Procedure is nothing but the bar's subversion of Lex Parliamentary Americana. They don't want us to know about Lex Parliamentary Americana because there's got the law in there. The common law. The real law. And practice of the Legislative Assemblies of the United States of America. They don't want us to have that because that tells you that we have the right to do petitions. We have the right to present our own petitions. Even Mason's Manual does say that. But it gives you the format of a petition. It tells you about election petitions. It even tells you about the criminal jurisdiction and civil jurisdiction of the legislature. Imagine that. And how to do all these things. All right? Good reading. Needs to be read. Now, for donations, I've basically, again, got it set up for Patreon. Now you can click on this for Wednesday Night Workshop. But it's set up on 4 different tiers. Tier 1, Tier 2, $5, $10 a month. And then, but you can get to Patreon from this link up here in the upper left-hand corner. Or that one down here. Okay? Tier 3's for Wednesday Night Workshop. Tier 4's for one-on-ones. You don't even have to join a tier if you want to just do a monthly donation or even just a one-time donation. You can go in, set it up, do the one-time donation, wait for a couple of days for it to process, and then go in and cancel. You want to make a larger donation, whatever have you. Otherwise, through the snail mail over to me at the office, 6477 West Fairview Avenue, Suite G is in Gulf, Boise, Idaho, 83704. And shout out to Miles for the website here. He helps maintain this, built this sucker. Thank you, thank you. All right. So any type of donation you want to send over to the office, again, this is that address. Again, it's on the website down at the bottom of the home page. I want to thank those that have recently made some donations over to the office. I greatly appreciate you. And all of the subscribers here on Patreon. Thank you very much for being supporters over there. Again, website restore-america.org and national-assembly.net. And the conference call info tab is where you can get to this stuff, or under the learn more and then learning opportunities will take you to that as well. Thursday nights. Okay. Oh. I wonder if this learn more takes you to that. It does. Okay, so right on the home page, click on that learn more at the bottom and it'll take you here too. That'd probably be a lot quicker. But every Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And here's the direct call-in number if you want to call in. Or freeconferencecall.com, online meeting ID, National Assembly. Now again, highly recommend downloading and installing the free conference call app, because one, I'm kind of doing some presenting over there, and if you don't have the app, you can't see the screen share. All you can hear is the audio. All right. So, thank you all for being here tonight, and hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving and you spend some quality time with your family and close friends, what have you. Whatever you decide to do there. And I know other countries don't celebrate Thanksgiving when we do, or even celebrate Thanksgiving, but just a shout out to the world out there. We're going to do this. Justice is coming. Freedom is coming. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is coming. Brother Rob, good to see you. And a shout out to, of course, our U.S. Marshal friends and military service members that are all working together to take down this corruption worldwide. Not just the United States of America's military. There's plenty of other military that's out there from other nation states, countries that are already working on some of this stuff too. So, God bless you all for your service of mankind. And here in America and Canada, I know Canada does Thanksgiving. They're a different date though. So, anyways, have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll catch you on the flip side, folks. I will not be here for next Monday Night Law, just to let you all know, all right?